Hello, Nottinghamshire Madness fans. Probably something like a triple whammy today. In Nottingham, on the A60 Mansfield Road, opposite St Andrew's Church. I don't know how clear that is against the sky in the background, skyline. That's the Fothergill Church, I believe, Watson Fothergill. And I think the house next door over the road, which is difficult to see. Anyway, the reason I just showed you the two Watson Fothergill buildings is because he's buried in here, along with 18,000 other people, and the total burials to have taken place on this site are 43,000. So that's some number. It's called, they call it the Rock Cemetery. That's because, to be obvious in a bit, I am going to ride my bike around it a bit because it's quite a good way, and I've got the B75 with me. But we'll have a little ride. We'll find Fothergill, and we'll just look at the cemetery. It really is a splendid place. It's called the Rock Cemetery because the history is it was built in a sand quarry, and when the quarry had finished, obviously the sand has gone and we've got rock left, and that's why the ground is the shape it is, and there's certain caves, I think we call them, where people have been buried in them, and as you can see, gravestones go on and on and on. Some really quite fancy ones. The guy who designed and built Trent Bridge is in here. Can't think of his name. I guess there's many other famous patrons of Nottingham. As I say, Watson Fothergill, he's in residence. I think I know where his grave is. In fact, I've just seen it down there. But we're right along here, and I'll try to find a way down that's safe and easy. 13 acres the site is, which is quite impressive. Right, let's go down around here. It's probably naughty of me to ride the bike. I'm doing so. I will get off and walk if I have to. It has a lower area. It has a lot of paupers graves apparently. I think the cemetery came about after the Enclosure Act of Nottingham that gave Nottingham residents space to, just bear with me, that gave Nottingham residents space to get fresh air and countryside. The Enclosure Act was when Nottingham forced landowners to sell land to expand the city. Because the landowners wouldn't sell, the city was becoming, conditions in the city were awful and intolerable, and people were dying. So they forced the landowners to sell the land to make the green spaces around Nottingham, and we've got the parks, the forests that we've got today, and I think this was part of it. Although when you read the history of the cemetery, instead of calling it the enclosure, they don't call it the Enclosure Act, they call it the Enclosure Act. This is Watson Fothergill's grave. I'm going to walk up to it. You can see church in the background. St Andrew's Church, obviously named after me. It's just got these little steps. Some fascinating stones in the cemetery. Right. Here's Watson's resting place. Quite an unassuming stone really for such a great architect. Watson Fothergill. Oh dear. Died March the 6th, 1920. 1920, could be 83, I don't know. Anyway, here lies one of the 3 most famous Victorian architects rather. Excuse me. Now we need to go and look over this wall without treading on too many, stepping over best I can. Oh gosh. Around the back. So it's a remarkable little cemetery, laid out because it's had to follow the contours of the quarry. Let's have a look over the wall here. I'm going to try to get you down there, so bear with me. It's one of these places you pass going into Nottingham at the top of the hill just before you drop down to the Victoria Centre, and I've only ever stopped once before. That was purely to look at Fothergill's grave, but whilst I was in here I thought, wow, it's quite spectacular. Right, I'm going to try to ride this down. It's going to get bumpy and shaky. Bump, 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 I did say. So just bear with the camera shake. I hope we're not making it feel too sick or dizzy. Oh, the gate's locked. Or is it? Is it locked or is it just closed? Oh, that's unfortunate. Right, so we're back to looking over the wall. So I guess this was the extent of the sand quarry. There's a squirrel down there, I don't know if you can see it. So the sand was worked out of here. There's a couple of war graves down there, and I think I've just seen a war grave here somewhere, but I don't know where. I think recently a drunk fell in here and couldn't get out, and the fire and rescue had to come in and get him out. You can just see the top of the church on the skyline there. Well, it's unfortunate because I'm not cycling back up that hill, so it's going to be a short video. But come and have a walk around the cemetery here, and it's a shame this bit isn't open. I don't know why. I don't know, probably because people are down here and do it up to no good, I guess. That's why they normally close anything in this country, isn't it? Stop everyone else from seeing something rather than sort out the people that are up to no good. I'm on the Brompton B75. It's got the petrol blue Hort leaf handlebar bag on the quick fix or click fix mounting bracket. I think you've seen, you can find the video of that on my channel. Kojak tyres. Well, that's about it, and it's a little bit shorter than I thought it was going to be, because this part I've got to here is the most interesting part of the cemetery. So until next time, I'll catch you again. Thank you for watching.